Good morning, everybody. Excuse me. I'm still trying to get the morning phlegm and whatnot out of my system, and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry about last night's video. Last night's live was, as a couple of people put it, painful. Between the aftermath and some of the questions, and let's just say Jerry has opted out for any more She opted out. She's not going to do any monitoring or anything like that because she got upset, not just because of certain people, but certain questions or comments. And I kind of don't blame her, especially that one girl who was just, separation? No. No. But we're not going to focus on that. We're going to try to leave the past in the past because yesterday is the past, today is the present, and tomorrow is the future. But I do have some questions. Somebody actually asked me a fairly long list of questions, so that's what we're going to focus on today. Her first question, and I'm sorry if I don't remember the person, that's because I did not write down the name. The first question she asked was, what were my dreams? Well, I definitely had dreams when I was younger of, following in my father's footsteps and going into the military, but that didn't happen because of health issues, shin splints and seasonal bronchitis, which just happened to hit me at the wrong time of the year, but mostly shin splints. So that kind of got kiboshed, but I also had other dreams. I wanted to either, work with the zoo to be around animals because I love animals, or a park ranger because I just like being out in nature. And especially after I went to Yellowstone. Granted, by the time I went to Yellowstone the first time, I was in my 20s. Did not realize what I had to go through educational wise to become a park ranger. I didn't really have any dreams about being married or dealing with married life or anything like that. I did not have those dreams back then, especially when I was younger. But as I've grown up and whatnot, I've had adult dreams like to go, vacationing in Europe. I would love to go see Ireland and Scotland and Britain and Norway. And Jerry has similar dreams because she wants to see Ireland and Scotland, but she also wants to see the Mediterranean, Greece and whatnot, because she found out she has family that's still down there. Her second question was, what did I want to be? Well, I already kind of put that with my dreams. I either wanted to be in the military, or I wanted to be, a zookeeper or forest ranger, park ranger. Things change as you grow up. You find out, because of all the educational background you need for zoology or park ranger. And I know I have issues with, excuse me. I didn't realize I was going to be doing that. Military, well, I have health issues, which kind of disqualifies me for the military. Even though I did try. I did go to basic training. I made it halfway through basic training before the really bad health issues like shin splints came around. I'm kind of doing some of the stuff that I want to be because I love cooking. I love working with food. There are just some days I just don't know what I'm making or what I'm doing, so it's kind of like either spur of the moment or off the cuff type deal. What job did I want? A lot of these questions kind of intertwine because I did want to work with the military. I did want to work as a park ranger. I did want to work as a zoologist or in the park or in the zoological field. Um, just it didn't happen. What was the happiest point? Oh, what was the happiest point in my life? Happiest point in my life. Well, I have several happy points in my life. I mean, I was happy as a kid, moving state to state, or not state to state, but moving from America to Germany as a kid. Unfortunately, coming back to America from Germany, I had a lot of misunderstandings or just negative, like, oh, you just came from Germany, you're a Nazi. No, Nazis, the origin of Nazism actually oriented in Austria, but the Austrian government kicked it out before it started up and all that historical fun stuff. But yeah, I was kind of happy in Germany. I mean, I had a lot of fun and got to see places that most people never get to see unless they're lucky enough to be a military family or someone who can travel to, other countries. But Yellowstone was definitely a happy point. Yeah, Yellowstone was probably the last really, really happy point. I mean, I've had some minor happy points and whatnot here and there, but nothing to compare to the joy of being in Yellowstone or, well, no, I'd say that, back before the pandemic got severe, I got to go to Ohio and see, my cousin's eldest daughter at her high school graduation. I get to see pictures of her at college, and every so often, get to talk to her via messenger. But I think well, you know what? No, I'll actually say that one of my happy points recently is my new job. I'm like really enjoying it. So I'll say that it's a happy point. Let's see. What did you want to do? What do you want to do to be happy again? Besides cleaning up my house and getting it hugified, I think that's the right way to say it. I've been told that the proper pronunciation of Hagee is Hugie. I hope I said that right. I mess up on that word a lot, so I'm sorry. But what would I want to do to be happy again? Travel. I love to travel. I love to see new places. I would love to go do the Renaissance fairs. I would love to literally be able to travel during the summertime from state to state just to see the different Renaissance fairs. I love to be able to have enough money to go and, check off my bucket list of places I want to see before I die. Like Ireland, Scotland, England. I have never seen them. I want to. Norway. I want to see Norway. I want to go back to Germany and see parts of Germany that either I have not seen or, like, we were in Germany for 3 years, but we never went to Munich. I never got to see Neuschwanstein, the big castle that basically Walt Disney copied for Disney World. There's a lot of little things I would love to do that would make me happy, but at this point in time, money is not there. So the best thing I can do is try to fix up my house and make my spaces a little less cluttered and a lot more organized. There's a lot of little things that make me happy. To be honest with you, coming home from work at the end of the day and just laying in bed with my wife, just talking about the day, um, that kind of makes me happy. As you know, recently within the last recent weeks, things have gotten a little haywire here because I'm listening too much to strangers, and everybody keeps on telling me I shouldn't always have listen to these people. Well, as of last night, having a nice long conversation, staying up until almost 10 p.m. After talking to Jerry and mulling through things through my head and whatnot, I'm done allowing people to influence me in a way that just doesn't make me happy, and that includes Jerry. Yes, I listen to her more as I should have been, but I can't let people drag me down into a negative realm. I have to try my best to keep my head above water and be happy. And I'll be honest with you, after yesterday, I'm kind of like, why does it have to be a 3 day weekend? Why can't I be going back to work tomorrow? Because I always feel good at work for some reason. I don't know. Are you on the right now? Are you on the right now? I don't know if she means the right path or what she means by that question. I'm guessing because of the second question after that is path. I don't know. I don't know what's the right path and what's the wrong path. I just know I'm on a path and I'm trying to forge ahead and be happy and feel happy and do the best I can to make a happy home. Am I going to continue on the plan of trying to be happy and stable and listening to the doctor, listening to the doctors, listening to my wife, trying to work things out and make things work? Yeah. As I said last night, even though the person who made the comment about being separating or anything like that, no, I don't see that in the future. You know, the thing I need to do for myself, and I think Jerry needs it too, is I need to continue to put my foot down when I feel like I need to. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not worried about giving ammunition to the haters or the people who want to be negative or make fun or belittle myself or my wife. They can stay in their little corner and keep themselves as fine and dandy. But I'm not putting up with any more. I'm not putting up with any negative comments to me. I'm not putting up with any negative comments to my wife. I have stepped too far away from my relationship because of my stressors and my anxieties and whatnot due to the situation we're dealing with now. I know that once she gets mobile, and I'm going to start working with her to try her to get more mobile to be able to move around the house. So one, I can get rid of the commode out of the bedroom. I won't mind putting a riser on over the toilet so she doesn't have to squat so far, because the toilet is lower than the commode. But I can't. It's not that I can't, it's getting a little, I guess the best word I can use is annoying. One of the biggest things that I'm sorry, she has a couple more questions that she asked me. I want the best for my wife. You know, and it's irritating that, okay, yes, the doctor said not to put pressure on that leg. Well, in order for her to get up out of the bed and or off the recliner to go to the bathroom, let alone the commode next to the bed, it puts pressure on her legs. I told her that if it's comfortable for her to be in the bed, to be in the bed. I don't want her to be bedridden. I want her to be able to get up and be comfortable. But the thing is, if it's hurting her every time she gets up just to go to the commode, or if it hurts her to sit in a recliner or anything like that, I don't want her to do anything that may or may not aggravate whatever is going on with her knee, femur area. I don't want her to be in pain. That's the bottom line. I just don't want her to be in pain. The doctor said no hardcore physical activity on the leg, no dancing, no exercising, no, long distance marathons, or however you want to put it. And, well, your femur is your main source of standing. It is the strongest bone in your body, but it's also the bone that has, between the knee, femur, and the lower part of the two lower bones in your leg, there are the three areas that take the most of pressure of you standing, walking, running, jumping on your body. Usually for a lot of people who start having arthritis or I don't know all the different medical terminologies for lack of cartilage in your joints, which is what keeps the bones from rubbing together. She has no cartilage in her knee. She has no cartilage in her hip. And basically that's causing the femur to be pushed up into the hip bone, which is grinding on the hip bone, and then the lower leg pushing up into the knee, into the femur. It's very painful, and it's could easily be damaged, easily cause stress fractures. I don't want her to be in pain. I don't want her to do anything that's going to cause her pain. Every time she winches in pain or groans in pain because of rolling over in bed and it hurts, or getting up out of the bed to go to the commode and it hurts me. It hurts me psychologically. And as Jerry has said multiple times, and I think I am pretty much, she's right, I'm very empathic to other people's, energies and pains and things like that. So I'm the one who said, don't do anything out of the bed unless you have to. I didn't want her to be on 100% bed rest. I wanted her to be able to be comfortable, but do what she needs to do or wants to do to move around. That's not going to cause her pain. Now, we have been working on sitting up in bed longer, even with her legs hanging over the edge of the bed. The bed is low enough where her feet are touching the floor, so she's not like just dangling there, but she's sitting up with her feet off on the floor. I would love to try to get her to attempt to move from the bed to at least the bathroom, so she doesn't have to use a commode anymore. I can take one of the other commodes that she bought that aren't big, they're not big. They're a little uncomfortable, a little tight on her, but at least I can put one of those over the toilet and she can try to use that. I want to try different things to help her out. I want her to be able to go to the MRI on Friday and find out exactly what the problem is, and the diagnosis and the procedures and what they can do for her to make her life a little bit more bearable. Be able to get her to be able to do the things that she wants to do. Go in the craft room and help me fix it up, or stand at the stove and cook, or even sit at the kitchen table and use her Instapot to cook dinner. She wants those things. I want those for her too. But at the same time, I don't want her to put herself into a situation that's going to cause extreme problems. I'm hoping Friday when she goes to do the MRI, they check it out and they go, oh, all we need to do is put an air cast in it, immobilize your leg. You'll still be able to get up and walk around, but at least you're not bending or flexing or causing too many problems with your knee, because that seems to be the focal point of her pain. Yes, the doctor did not say bed rest, but the doctor gave so many different things of what not to do, what not to do. It's like, well, it might as well be just bed rest, because he doesn't want you to walk long distances or put too much pressure on there or do anything that could cause problems. Yeah, I'm not a doctor, but still, I took the doctor's information and I ran with it and said, well, if it's causing you pain to just get up and move to the bathroom, that's out. Let's get a commode. If it's going to cause you pain just to walk to the bathroom, you're not even going to be able to make it into the dining room. Or not the dining room, the kitchen area, the sitting area in the kitchen, which is like the first area outside of the hallway that leads to our bedroom. I did what I did and I said what I said for her benefits, not just to keep her in bed like the movie Misery. But anyhow, let's get to the next question. And the next question is, has Mom been using the house more outside of her rooms now that Jerry is bedridden? Or in bed most of the time. No. Mom keeps her rooms because she feels comfortable. I've told her time and time again, the house is yours. Do what you want. You want to open up your bedroom doors, come out and sit in the living room. That's fine. Do as you please. We've got that big industrial size. Well, I wouldn't call it industrial, but it's the biggest version of Dyson air purifying system in the living room. I haven't had any problems with her leaving the door open when she goes out of the house to go shopping or whatever. That fan pretty much takes up all the smoke and whatnot and cleans up the air real good, so I'm fine. But no, she stays in her room. I feel sorry for her sometimes, because it's like, I understand why she does it, because of the fact I've mentioned a couple times, especially when the smoke seems to be at its heaviest point, can you please close your door? It's too smoky for me. And I've got bronchial asthma this time of year, so it's like, affects me even worse than normal. Jerry's the one who complains the most about the cigarette ashes in an ashtray sitting in the living room, things like that. I lived with it all my life. It doesn't bug me. Only time it really bugs me, like I said, is during that 2 seasons of spring and fall when allergies are at their worst, and this year they seem to be really bad. I mean, like, I woke up this morning and I was like doing nose spray, blowing my nose, and took some Sudafed and the whole 9 yards before I can come in here and do this, because otherwise it would be like very bad nasally sounding, and I'd be turning around every 10 seconds to blow my nose or something like that, because that's what happens when I first wake up. It's like everything wants to drain all at once, and it's like, ugh. But no, Mom does she does come out and do, she'll come out for dinner, she'll come out to wash the dishes, because I'm not always out in the living room. She has nobody to talk to. So in her room, she has her TV. The cat will be with her. She does her paint by numbers or goes and plays solitaire on the computer. One of the things that both me and Jerry miss, and I kind of think Mom missed it too, is we would have game night where we would get together, at the kitchen table and play Monopoly. Or Quite Dominoes, not Dominoes, but Quite Dominoes, which looks like little triangles with numbers on them, and you gotta, match them, whatnot. Jerry misses it. I kind of miss it too, because it's like it's a chance for everybody to get together and just have fun, play games. But under the circumstances, I don't even know if I could get Jerry to come out into the kitchen for just one round of whatever. Because, like I said, my biggest concern is aggravating the hip and knee issue. Because if she does have a fracture by her knee, any kind of pressure on that knee is going to cause problems. What I would love to see, and I don't know if it would work, and I think it would have to be after the MRI, so we get a actual report from them to see what is actually going on and what can be done. But I wouldn't care if Jerry had one of those, I don't even know what they're called. Basically, you put your lower leg on it and use it to basically brace that leg and just scoot along that way. I don't know how well a wheelchair would be for her, because what seems to cause the most amount of pressure for her, besides being on it, is if she lays the wrong way and there's too much pressure on that knee, like it's pushing the knee down, whether it's gravity or just having the leg stretched out with her toes up in the air, caused it problems on her first MRI. So maybe that's where the pressure is starting to be. And if she does have a fracture, which I kind of wonder, because it's like one doctor said fracture and the other doctor said, let's see here, our main doctor said fracture. The technician that reads the film and whatnot for the x-ray, or actually the doctor who ordered the x-ray, said that they couldn't tell if it was a fracture or a shadow. I'm like, okay. I'm like confused by some of the things that the doctor is saying about her situation. So it's just kind of like, let's get the MRI done and let's sit down with the doctor and hear what the doctor has to say and see if there's something the doctor can do for her to make her life a little bit easier. My two biggest concerns would be how much longer is it going to take for her to get back up to doing her normal stuff, and is there anything I can do around the house to make things easier for her so she doesn't have to be in bed anymore. Because I agree with everybody. Her being in bed for this long period of time is not good for her. Due to the fact that we are trying to keep her, we're doing as much as we can to keep her from being sedentary. There's various calisthenics, or not calisthenics, there's various exercises or things that she's trying to do to keep from having blood clot issues. Not just getting into different positions, but she tries to do leg lifts and bends and stretches and the various different things that we know about to keep her from being causing more problems for her. But I kind of wonder about what some of the other people I've heard say about you've been off your leg for 6+ weeks. If you had a fracture in your femur, it should be healed by now. I know her pain medication that she's taking now does take a lot of the pain, a lot of the edge off the pain. I would love to, sometime today, I'd love to try to get her to at least move around the room, where she can at least take a pause and sit on the edge of the bed or whatever. I want to try to get her more mobilized. I want to try to get her more up and walking now that she's been on the pain medication and in bed for so long that, yeah, if she did have just a simple fracture, it probably would have healed by now. If it's more than just a simple fracture, they could probably do what happened to me when I injured my foot and pulled the bone away from the top part of my one foot. They put me in an air cast for, I don't even remember how long. It wasn't that long. It was like maybe 3 to 4 weeks. And you know, I was fine after that. So I'm hoping that if it's just a simple fracture, that they can give her, put her into an air cast up to her mid thigh, and hopefully that will make things better, and she can, hobble, hobble around the house with her walker or her cane. I think that would be awesome, because then she'd be able to at least move around the house. The only thing is she'll be immobilized, so she won't be able to sit at the dining room, I don't know if she'd be able to sit at the kitchen table. I don't know if it's got a running bar between the two legs or not. I think it does. So she might not be able to sit at the kitchen table, but she might be able to go to the living room couch and use the recliner to lift her legs up a little bit, and at least be able to be sitting up more to eat, be out there to enjoy life. Like she was saying the other day, she misses being able to look out the Arcadia door to see the birds and all the different critters and, just the outside world, basically. So it's kind of like, yeah. I kind of understand what she's talking about and what she's going through and all that fun stuff. I want the best for her. And that's one of the reasons why I said bed rest. Yeah, I said bed rest. I did not mean total bed rest, like don't get up out of bed, go to the bathroom. I meant like don't do anything to aggravate the femur. And I think that's one of our issues is not just the factor of communication issues, but I use certain words that are misunderstood. She uses certain words or terms or sentences or phrases or whatnot that I kind of go, what? Can you break it down a little bit? Because I don't understand what you're trying to say. That could be anything from just means of communication or the wording, the way we form words or the way we form sentences and whatnot can sometimes be misunderstood, because like either A, I don't know what you mean, or B, I'm unsure. There's always that C of like my brain is trying to process the first part of her statement and the second part gets lost in the translation. But let's just say after last night's live video, yeah, it was a little upsetting. It's not going to change my forward progression. It's just going to cause me to slow down a little bit, to take more notes of what's going on around me, because there are some times that I get so focused on a project or a task or a conversation that I lose perspective, or not. Is it perspective? I don't know. But I just lose stuff. I mean, I either lose my cool, which thankfully I'm not losing my cool. Medicine must be really working pretty damn good. Excuse my language. Um, but no, I have to be more intuitive or more mindful of Jerry's needs and not just mine. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try to make myself happy. Jerry is constantly trying to tell me or remind me that all she wants for me is for me to be happy. And she makes that statement, and not her fault, not my fault, it's just the way things happen. I gotta try to make myself happy with what's around me, and well, like she said yesterday, she feels very uncomfortable going into mom's part of the house, not because of the smoke, but because of the lack of decor. Like it's just to her, it's just too much, too minimalistic. And I was like, really, okay. Not to be mean, but do you realize when I lived at your father's house in New York with all the stuff that was all over the place, I felt like, a sardine in a sardine can, trying to move around that house and having to sidestep toolboxes or stuff laying about or just sitting. It's like, how many cushions do you need on a couch, or how many cushions do you need on a chair, or how many pictures do you need on the wall? It's like, where can we meet in the middle so it's not too minimalistic, but it's not too crowded. I've heard the good and bad about the house. And I understand it, because I look around sometimes and I go, I see what they're talking about, but it's, everybody has their own idea of coziness or comfort. Some people want less, some people want more. I'm the type of person who, I like having decor. Don't get me wrong. But there comes a time where it's like, okay, when is it too much? Like, I have 3 Nordic style tapestries. One of them you see behind me. 2 of them are sitting in a box waiting for me to hang them someplace. Jerry has on this wall behind this box spring a picture of her, I don't know if it's her grandmother or her great grandmother, and 2 Victorian style mirrors next to it, because the picture frame is like old world Victorian style picture frame. And I'm like, well, I might be able to work around that. And Jay goes, well, if you need to take down, that's fine. I was thinking about hanging it someplace else, and I kind of went, where? So, I was thinking one big one behind me, one on this wall, and maybe one covering the display case hutch with all the glasses in it and whatnot. And I was like, no, maybe I'll hang one big one behind me, one of the small ones in this corner, one of the small ones in that corner, leave the hutch alone. I got like a ton of different ideas of what I want to do for, wall decorations. This wall right here, because of the, sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze, because of the bookcase, it doesn't have a lot of room. Bookcase in the window does not have a lot of room to put decor. I've got what looks like a giant shield type mirror, but it's so high it's not really used as a mirror. It's more like decor. I'd like to find a way to bring it down to more of an eye level so it could be used as a mirror, but I don't know where. Then there's what looks like an old style cathedral or stained glass frame that says blessed in one corner, and it looks like it's, well, I like the style. That's all I can say. It's old world type decor. But you gotta realize that back during the Viking Age all the way up to the pre-Victorian era, or not even Victorian. Well, basically throughout the Viking Age, the Middle Age, the Dark Ages, most walls were sparse. There was nothing on the walls except for maybe a painted portrait or something along that line here and there. Most of the walls either had shields with swords behind the shield, or some sort of painting or portrait of a family member that was commissioned by a painter to do. I'm not saying that I want to live in that kind of styling and whatnot, but hey, methods of decorating a house has changed over the centuries. But anyhow, I'm done with the melodrama. I'm done with the he said, she said. I'm not gonna delete a lot of stuff. There may be a few things that I deleted, like somebody this morning made a comment and then made a new comment underneath their first comment, and I know what it meant, and I went, bye, that comment can go away. I didn't delete the person, I just deleted that particular comment. And it's comments like that I will get rid of, because it's just like, no, there's no reason for name calling. There's no reason for using derogatory. It wasn't even a fully derogatory comment. It's just I knew what the two letters meant, and I was like, nope, no. They can think, these people can think whatever they want to think about me. I know the truth in here, and I know what God wants me to do in here, and I know what type of person God wants me to be, and that's what matters the most. So, starting tomorrow, since tomorrow is Labor Day, tonight I'm going to try to read some more out of American Cozy so we can finish that book off. And then once I finish American Cozy, I will pull at least 2 different books off my shelf and flip a coin to decide which book I'm going to read. I know a lot of people have said that they want me to return to reading like the Norse histories or mythologies or the Bible, stuff like that. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, because that's what my channel originated as, is basically reading theology and talking about my opinion over certain verses or whatever I read. So I think I'm going to return to that. Actually, I'm not even going to flip a coin. I'm just going to return to that. Start fresh, start anew. If I lose viewers because I do that instead of continuing this cycle of he said, she said type stuff, well, so be it. I'd rather attract people who are going to be, understanding and positive, and not try to start a whole bunch of he said, she said stuff. As for what Jerry Ann says on her channel, well, we talked about that. And I actually I did watch part of one particular video that people were saying that, oh, you should listen to what your wife is saying. She's bashing you. Well, what I got out of it was not bashing. It was just talking about some of my medical issues that she's trying to deal with, like ADHD. Do you know how hard it is to deal with a person with ADHD? I mean, literally, deal with them, live with them, cope with them, try to get them to understand, try to help them handle what's going on around them. I can only imagine. And Jerry's trying her best. And there are days where it just is over the top. Is over the top, and she wants to talk. She wants to, talk about how she's trying to handle it. It's not bashing. No. A lot of the times, if there's something that she has a problem with that she talked about on her channel, we talk about it. I'm tired of the schoolyard bullies. I'm tired of the people who want to come running toward me or toward Jerry trying to tattletale and, oh, you should listen to what your wife is saying. Oh, you should listen to what your husband's saying. You know what? Enough. It's done. It's over. Last night, because of the whole ordeal, I was contemplating on putting a farewell video up of I'm not doing YouTube anymore. But then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to let people have a win and stop doing YouTube. I'm going to do YouTube. I'm going to do YouTube my way. I'm going to go back to what my channel was all about. And it was all about the things I was interested in. My readings from the Bible, my American Cozy, my how-to Hughie. I'm going back to what I loved doing before things went awry. And if there are those people who don't want to listen or don't like the idea that I'm not going to be negative, I'm going to try to go back to being the positive person I was with the happiness that I've gained. So be it. So be it. I'm not worried about losing people because of the fact of that they don't like the factor I'm no longer being negative or doing this he said, she said malarkey. I don't want to be that person. I never wanted to be that person. I took a wrong turn. I know it's best for me. I know it's best for my wife. Or at least I hope I know what's best for us. But I know one thing. This whole negative, getting on top of each other, letting the wrong influencers influence us into the negative parts of our life that we try to deal with off camera. And that's where it should be. It should be off camera. Now, I personally think that a lot of the new subscribers that I got jumped on here because of the factor of the emotional unloading and just like, oh yay, another unhappy, person we can watch and make fun of or try to keep going down the road that I was going down. No. There's been people who wanted to tell me that either they wanted to crack jokes about I'm whipped or Jerry's got my balls in a jar or stuff like that. That's what you guys think. I know better. I know different. Yeah, I let her do a lot of stuff. I let her get away with a lot of stuff. I let her ask me to do stuff, and sometimes I say no. Sometimes I say no, and that's it. Other times, just because of the factor I feel good or feel like doing it, I'll do it. If that's being whipped or anything like that, well, that's your opinion. You can have your opinion. But I tell you this now, no. Jerry, not too long ago, asked me if I'd be willing to go to Dollar Tree to look at the new autumn and Halloween, Christmas type stuff that they're already starting to put out, or she's heard about or whatnot. And I went, no. And I told her why. I said, I don't see the sense of me going to Dollar Tree when we have no place for it, and you're not doing any crafting right now. End of story. Now, I do have to go out later to pick up some groceries and whatnot at Aldi's and maybe Walmart. But that's it. I'm not going into Dollar Tree or Dollar General or any of those places. I'm not spending my paycheck before it even hits the bank. You know. But anyhow, I'm going to leave you with those thoughts and those words. I want to get started on projects around the house and making breakfast and all those fun things. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the question comment box. I'll deal with them however I choose to. Most of them I've been reading. Some of them I've been passing over because they just start out wrong. Start out a little too aggressive for my nature. But I do read you guys' comments and whatnot. If you're new to my channel and you want to join, go ahead. Your choice. You can join. I don't hold anybody to being a subscriber. You can come and go as you please. So you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to, and once you do that, a little bell will pop up. Click on that bell and YouTube will let you know when I put in my next video. And until next time, you guys have a good day. Bye.